Welcome to No Movies in Hell.
Hi, I'm Will Scott, and today we are reviewing Morbius as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it was definitely produced by Sony Pictures. So Morbius.
I was excited about it months ago when I first saw the trailer. It looked really cool, like the scene with all the bats. And then I saw the trailer again and again and again and again and again. And I was like, oh, the more I see this, the more I think this looks bad.
Like they were trying to just push it on you.
I don't know if I just got tired of seeing those, but I also assume that the clips in the trailer are going to be the best ones. So as I get more overexposed on the best, what I think are going to be the best scenes, then I'm like, oh, well, do I need to see this?
Yeah, it's interesting. I found it odd that I guess it was supposed to come out last year. Then it was supposed to come out in January. And I was like, oh, January is the month of death for movies. And then I think maybe they did something towards the end and the mid-credit scene because to get people to see the movie. So it was like that in conjunction with Spider-Man. And then they kept on delaying the release. I was like, oh, there's something going on here. And now we know. I had no high hopes for this movie. It's just part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kind of like, I wasn't that excited for Eternals. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, it's a new, it'll give me some more clarity around what's going on post in this next new wave of Marvel films. It's an obligation. It's not even a loss leader. It's kind of like that buy one, get one free. And you're just like, I guess I have to use this. Or if I throw it out, like maybe I can find somebody to give it to, but like that's how I treat this film.
I don't know that much about the Morbius character. Like before this movie trailer came out, I couldn't tell you who Morbius is. Like I've never heard of him, I don't think. And I don't know that my life is better for now knowing who he is. Like, I mean, maybe like later movies I'll be like, oh yes, I'm glad I watched Morbius because this helps me understand blah blah blah, whatever it helps me understand. But I don't feel that way now. It didn't make any other puzzle pieces fall into place, I'll say that.
Oh, same. Yeah, I was just like, oh, this isn't going to be life-changing for me. It's also not going to explain a lot of the broader Marvel films. But what I do find myself when I realize like, okay, this isn't what I thought, like whatever, I kind of have to just get through this. Then I start to look at kind of where they filmed this movie because the train stations were just like, I was like, oh, this is a nice, clean train station. It does not look like New York City. And then that's when my mind wanders. So it was cool seeing kind of how they interpreted New York City, probably in Georgia, probably in Toronto. And yeah, I mean, I felt like it was a very predictable story. Is there a villain? Question mark. I don't know.
So who is the guy who played the guy who played his friend is the guy from Last Night in Soho.
Yep, that's right. He was a former Doctor Who.
Okay. I spent half the movie trying to figure out where I had seen him before, but it was in Last Night in Soho.
Yes, he was. Yes.
So hair and makeup, I gave it a 2 because I think it was average for this type of movie. But
yeah,
I did think it was like the faces. Like, first of all, the guy from Last Night in Soho, whatever his name is,
Matt Smith
has like this bone structure that really, really played into, like, I'm sure when that makeup lady was just like, you hired that guy, awesome.
Yes, it's so true.
Can really work with those cheekbones and that jawline. Like his face seemed almost like perfectly made for this movie. And this thing, I think the transformation that Jared Leto made was like, it was pretty impressive just from a physical and a makeup perspective, like, and especially how it was like in and out, like,
yes, they did a very good job.
But yeah, so I think generally in these types of movies they do a very good job, but specifically I would call out like those the faces and the makeup that they put on
Yes.
seemed really great. Yeah, everything else
For
just
me, it
didn't
went
have-
all downhill from there.
Story, you gave it a 2, or you gave it a 1.
Mm.
But
I
was
just
it
felt like they
below
really
average?
had to make this film, and it just made no, like, the story was bad.
All right. I think it's a superhero movie, and most of those stories are not great. Like they're very thin on the
Very true.
plot. And so I just
Very
thought
true.
it was like average, but you thought it was below average.
I, I,
That's okay. You think what you think. And also I saw this like several weeks ago, so it's hard for me now to remember exactly what I was thinking.
oh, same. I think I saw it on the first,
Okay.
because it was, yeah. And I, it was a packed theater. There were, it was interesting. There were a lot of parents and kids. So I was like, oh, fascinating. I think this movie, is it rated R or
I don't
something?
know.
And I was just like, okay. I just went into it, and then first scene shows up, and I was like, okay, I kind of think I know where this is going. A lot of unexplained things. Like, I feel like the trailer kind of gave it a more of a human feel of like, oh, he's trying to get back to the community, X, Y, and Z. He's almost like a Tony Stark for medicine. And then it just goes sideways. And it just becomes about like him and his friend, but like not communicating that what he did was an experiment, and his friend feeling left out. It just became like this whole communication breakdown that could have been prevented.
Well, do you think so? I wasn't at the end. I know we're doing spoilers, but she took the 3rd vial. Is that what we're assuming?
I'm assuming so, and or she became a vampire herself, but it took a little longer to, like, I don't know, go through a transformation. I'm assuming that one, she's still alive.
Yes.
I hope she took the 3rd vial, but it was just kind of like unclear.
Well, that's the only thing I can think of, because they made a big deal of showing you there were 3 vials.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, she's sacrificing herself theoretically. Like that's what you think is happening. And then she comes back. And so you're like, oh, that must be where the 3rd one is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's a loose vial somewhere.
Right. Like, that out there in the ether.
So to be continued, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
that made me think when you said before, like you have to kind of go through this just to kind of keep up with your anthology. But I feel like Doctor Strange, they're positioning things in that. So basically in the promo for it, they're saying you have to watch WandaVision in order to know what's happening in the new Doctor Strange.
Oh, really?
Doing that.
I mean, it's good, but okay. That's really, I don't know.
Yeah. I can't. It's too much of a commitment. Although I do like the Olsen girl that's in
Yeah,
there.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Wanda. Yeah.
WandaVision is good, but it's like, should it be a precursor to? I feel like the films, like, it's a lot because I think WandaVision's like 8 episodes, probably 45 minutes to an hour a piece. Yeah, I feel, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, because it is a commitment. And also there's so many things that could change, because Doctor Strange was in the Spider-Man. Things happen. And then with what's going on at the end of Morbius further confirms like that there's something happening with Spidey universe. I don't know.
I guess we'll see. Or maybe we won't. but they're laying breadcrumbs, I guess.
You have to watch
Um,
everything to get it. And it's like, actually just go to the movie and enjoy.
right, right. That's my plan. I'm not going to watch everything. If I can't figure it out, I will just forever. That will be a mystery to me then, or someone will just tell me, and I will thank them. Do you have anything to plug at the end of this episode?
No, I have nothing to plug. I don't like, it's so sad. I feel like I don't have a fun life in cinema. Do you have anything to plug?
I do not, but I am looking forward to future episodes. Uh, you won't be alone. That'll be an interesting one to talk about. There's also a couple, I guess, horror-ish movies that are coming out. The trailer for the one about we saw the trailer yesterday, with the
The nurse.
possession where they're being
Yeah.
possessed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
That's
coming
in
out
October.
October.
I was so
So we're-
shocked to see that.
We're gonna see that trailer a lot, I think, this summer. And then there's another one that's coming out. I can't tell if it's horror, or if it's from the woman who did Portrait of a Lady on Fire. And it's about a little girl who finds a friend in the woods behind her house.
Oh,
That
wow.
looks really interesting.
Did I see that trailer?
I don't know. I've only seen it once, and it was a while ago, and I haven't seen it since. So I don't know.
Oh, well, I can say that I'm interested in seeing the Northman next week. The horror films, I guess, I don't know if it's horror, but Man, the Alex Garland movie with Jesse Buckley looks really great.
I haven't seen
The trailer seems kind of like suspenseful.
Okay.
And I love Alex Garland, like Ex Machina, Annihilation, like all sci-fi-ish type things. And then I guess recently on television there was Devs, I want to say in 2000, because it was like definitely like lockdown. But I really like his stuff. And of course, like in July, there's Nope. And I plan on seeing that probably multiple times in the movie theater.
I do want to get back to the theater and see Everything Everywhere one more time. Just
in IMAX?
Well, I saw it in IMAX the first time. So
okay,
yes, if it's still in IMAX, but I would go see it in a regular theater just to try to pick up anything I missed.
Yeah.
The first time around. So I should put that on my list of things to do this weekend or next week. So much stuff is happening.
I know.
It's summer officially in terms of scheduling anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny because it's like competition for time, because it's either you're in the movies or now like you're traveling since things are opening up, or you're just out and enjoying the nice weather. So summer attention. Attention deficit disorder. Oh no.
Right, they have seasonal affective disorder, which is like in the winter when the sun's not out. So maybe summer affective disorder or summer attention disorder is the thing. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.